Hello, in this tutorial we'll go over the best settings and tips and tricks for your LinkedIn profile, and especially how to combine that with our software LinkedReach. So how do we create a LinkedIn profile that converts? What's important to keep in mind is that we need to tailor your profile towards your target audience, meaning that we'll have to create a different profile depending on which industry you're trying to target. But don't worry, you won't have to remake your profile completely every week. Once every 2 months when you're deciding to target a different kind of industry, we might just want to switch up some words, change the text a little bit. Something that will take you less than 5 minutes to do once we've done all the groundworks here today. So what we're going to go over is what are the best settings to have on LinkedIn. We'll go over what to write on your profile. And once we've done all this, you won't even need to use a website because you'll make all your bookings through the LinkedIn and LinkedReach software, meaning that you don't have to guide them towards a landing page of some sort. So what should you write? We'll use what we've created in the pain points and needs for relevant information. And if you're watching this from YouTube, those are some previous documents where we identified, struggles and things like that decision makers might have. And what I really want to emphasize is that a complete profile equals trust. If they see that you have, a profile picture where you don't have a suit or aren't properly clothed, if you have, a background picture which is a bit weird or funky, that won't reflect trust. And we want to build trust. So please go through this all and make all the steps. It's an important part of converting on LinkedIn. But don't worry if you don't know what to do. We'll go through it all step by step. Welcome. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to edit some settings here on LinkedIn. So we're going to navigate to your profile here and then settings and privacy. Here at the top is the personal information you entered about your company before, website, your headline, etc., etc. So that's nothing we need to think about now. Instead, we're going to check these options below. A lot of these on account and preferences are, personal preferences. It's your credit card, yada, yada. But if we go from the top and we go down here to, language, autoplay videos, etc., there's one important option. People also viewed here. This one I want you to turn off, because what this does is if they open up your profile, to the right side of your profile, it will suggest similar profiles. And of course, if they, so all of a sudden, if you're a marketing agency and they suggest similar marketing agencies, that's a risk we're not going to take. So I'm turning this one off. If we don't jump down, sign in security. These are, just personal details about you. Visibility. Here comes the most important part of this video. Visibility of your profile and network. The top one, profile viewing options. Always show your headline, your profile picture, etc. on the top. Don't have any of these options because all of a sudden you will be so limited. No one will understand who it is that contacts them and don't dare show their face. So always have the top option off. Very important. And just remember profile viewing options at the top of visibility. Okay, let's go through the other ones. Edit your public profile. So here again, we can jump in and just make sure that this is turned on. Your public profiles visibility, basic name, number, blah, 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 yes. Don't have only first-degree connections because that's people you don't know can't see your profile picture then. Make sure it's public and make sure all of these are turned on. Done. Wonderful. Great. Then we press the back button. So that was edit your public profile. Let's see who can see and download your email address. I personally have that to first degree sometimes, but you know what? Let's do anyone on LinkedIn. If you do this, you got to be ready that sometimes people are gonna try to sell things to you. But what I've noticed is that a majority of the time it might be that you've scheduled a meeting with someone or something like that, and then they didn't get the option, so they couldn't come for whatever reason. So then they find your email for your account and then email you there. So it's okay to turn this on, but you gotta remember you might get some sales mails from doing that. Connections, connection visibility. Sure, let's turn that one on. Who can see members you follow? Anyone on LinkedIn? Who can see your last name? Turn that on. People won't trust you if they only see this, because they trust someone who can stand behind their product with their whole name. Representing your organization and interest. Sure. Show your name, profile information to others. Content shown on LinkedIn. Yes. Profile discovery and visibility on LinkedIn. Showing for profile to use of permitted services such as Outlook. Yes, let's have that one. Use the email. Anyone on LinkedIn, so not just your friends, but anyone can discover my mail I like having on. I also had like everyone can discover that mail, because sometimes people enter the wrong email address or whatever, then it's great that they can actually call you. And so blocking, I can skip this one. It's just if you want to block specific accounts. Visibility of your LinkedIn activity. Manage activity status. Who can see that you're currently active while you're using LinkedIn? This doesn't really matter. You can turn on whatever you want here. Perhaps your connections only, people connected to you. If you go here, share profile updates with your network, while you're editing and fixing up your profile, which you will do in this video, I suggest having this off, because if you're updating your work, whatever, from deleting something old, people don't need to see that. But once we're done here, turn that off on, because you're gonna be posting articles and things like that whenever you get a new big customer. Whenever you have a customer success story, you're gonna post that, because if you do that, and you've liked someone else's profile in our system, so our system auto likes different people over time. Since you've liked them, LinkedIn thinks you know each other, so they will show your, new success stories to those people. So have this on after you're done editing your profile. Notify connections when you're in the news. Why not have it on? Let's brag a bit. Mentions or tags on, and that's because if you're cooperating with a new company, they might want to brag about you. That's free publicity. Followers. If you're bigger, have this on. Everyone on LinkedIn who can follow you. Why not? Okay, so as you noticed, most of these are going to be on, whereas we're going to jump down to what might be off, all the way down here to notifications. Woof, since our system is going to be sending out a lot of connections, it's going to send out a lot of messages, then I really suggest let's turn those notifications off. You're gonna get notified in our system when you hit a new reply or whatever, when someone connects with you. So just turn everything off here, like literally everything. But let's just jump. Searching for job notification. Let's turn that off. Hiring someone. Let's turn that off. Connecting with others. We're gonna turn everything off here. So you have a lot of different options here, but it's just gonna be so many different push-up notifications. You can go into each individual one and check if there's something you might want to turn on, but out of experience, you can just turn everything off. The one that you might want to have turned on. These are notifications that other members have invited you to connect or accepted your LinkedIn request. So this is a hard one because you're going to get a lot of people that accept your LinkedIn request, like a lot. There's going to be a lot of notifications. But if you want to just make sure that you can answer as fast as possible if someone sends a connection request to you, you can leave this on. But my recommendations is, turning that off and turning everything off. Okay, let's continue. Posting and commenting. Yep, that's off. Messaging. Allow messages, notifications. Yep, we're going to turn that off. You can have this off if you're fairly new now in the beginning, or if you're not planning to be super active. But my recommendations is turn that off. Groups, off. Pages, off. Attending events, off. News and reports, off. Updating your profile, off. Verifications, allow notifications. Yeah, sure. With notification turn on, you may choose receive once relevant to you. Getting verified. Yeah, sure. That if you're big enough to get verified, that might be good to know. So we have one we're turning on, and the rest is going to be off. Here, data privacy. This is more personal things to you, how LinkedIn uses your data. Who can reach you? This is quite important to fix. Invitations to connect. Everyone on LinkedIn, so everyone can connect to you. Invitations from your network. Allow page invitations. This is a personal preference because sometimes you can build a good relationship by accepting these, building out your network, etc., etc. But you might get a few of this, so it's totally okay if you want to turn that off. Messages. We're gonna have these on. In-mails and sponsor messages, these are personal preferences because what are in-mails? Okay, an in-mail is LinkedIn's own version of sending a message without having to connect with someone. And these are usually expensive, so you might see these ones from recruiters. So it might be good to have this on, you're able to receive that. But what you have to be ready for then is that some people might want to, sell you things. It's not going to be super common, but it's going to happen. So I want you to be ready if you want to be contacted by recruiters and possible, say, people from sales teams, have this checked on. Message nudge. Yep, we're turning that on. Messaging suggestions. This is just them suggesting who you should talk to. We're turning that off. Automated detection of harmful content. Yep, off. Job seeking preferences. These ones are absolutely up to you, what you want to do with them. But of course, you can turn these off and on depending on what you want. Okay, great. I think we summarized most things. So, what are the key takeaways? 1, turn all the notifications off. 2, invisibility. At the top one here, profile viewing options. Turn your name, headline, and profile picture on. That's super important, super important. Okay, back to the profile then. Okay, let's move on to the next thing here. Contact info, you see this little one. Here it's very common that people have, old info from old accounts. So let's edit that straight away. Let's see here. Website, LinkedReach.io. That's much better. And this right here, if we press contact info, edit, you can't just edit here right away. You have to press this little bar. which takes you to this new page where you have to add an email and make a new one your primary. So now we press this one, make primary instead. Now that we're back, we're gonna fix this about section. We want to add, you can almost add, the same information you added down here, but just for the about, because some people really like reading this. So you can just copy paste something from pain points or about your company and fill that in here. Next, we really want to add a featured section. How do we add the featured section? We're gonna press this add profile section. Here on recommended, so 1, 2, bam, we're gonna press this add featured. So show what you're proud of. Let's pick something. We have this article we created before, so let's feature that. Great. And next, I think it's great to feature a link to your website. So https://www.linkreach.io. That's our website. And here I really suggest, pulling them into a landing page. So /landing page. So they are directly funneled into like actually purchasing your services. Let's add, but for now I'm just gonna, add this. Home, and it's really important to add a thumbnail here as well. So it can look something like this. And the features section, they can view your previous customers, and then they have a link to your website and your funnel, so we can just start signing up straight away. Because we've noticed that some people don't even respond to our messages and just go straight into the funnel after reading this and start like signing up to book a meeting. Something I really can recommend is this add media, and then uploading a video. So uploading a video interview with your customer instead of this article, or inside of the article adding a video, because just having an interview, a video where they can watch one of your previous customers really recommend you, that's strong. Okay, this is starting to look really good now. We've improved a lot of things, but there can always be done more. But of course, the most important thing that I really recommend is in settings, making sure that everyone can see your headline and adapting your headline to the people you're trying to target. So currently I'm in Sweden targeting marketing agencies. Then it's really important to changing your headline to reflect that. Secondly, make sure to post customer success stories. Whenever you have a successful client, upload that. People will see that in your feed. And when you like one of their posts, all of a sudden your posts or articles about your successful customers are going to start showing up in people's feeds. Great. I think that was a good summary. If you have any tips you want to share with the rest of the community, you can just message me that and we'll add it. Otherwise from that, I think we'll move on to editing and setting up a company profile in your next video. See ya.